impossible. That is absolutely impossible what he just did. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Good morning. Good morning. We are back. This is Destination Fantasy. We took a week hiatus off. We actually live for the first time in about over a month here. But we have a lot of things in store today. But before we begin, to introduce my brother from another mother, Mr. Deshaun Reed. How you doing this morning?
Man, dude, I am great. Cloud nine right now. So just like let's put this into perspective, Jamar. This is the last Sunday without football until the Super Bowl. So I mean, who wouldn't be ecstatic right now? I mean, I feel great, bro.
Man, I see you got the bus jersey. Is that the bus?
Yes, sir. Mr. 36, man. So yeah.
Okay, I see you. I mean, hey, man, the bus was that guy. And I vividly remember him running over Brian Earl. So, yeah. But yeah, no, we have a lot in store today. Not only we're back live, we have a few guests coming on in a few minutes as well. But before we get into that, so every year we do our bold predictions, and so I have a couple. You have a couple. Now, once again, the keyword is bold. Some of these might be a little of a stretch here, but
sure.
Every now and then, we hit a bullseye. So, you want to go ahead and lead us off?
Yeah, man. So let's do it this way. I'm gonna give you one. You gonna give me one. I'm gonna give you one. Then you gonna go ahead and end it off. So my very first bold prediction, and again, it may seem outlandish because that's what it's all about. It is bold. So bold prediction number one from Deshaun. It is CeeDee Lamb. I'm super high on CeeDee Lamb this year. He was up on a record pace before Dak Prescott got injured. Dak Prescott is ready to roll right now. So I'm going to say that CeeDee Lamb is going to finish as a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. And I say that to say this, Jamar. Again, it is very outlandish, and that's why it's bold. But at the same time, I think he can put up Justin Jefferson-esque numbers, and he'll be somewhere near that, near similar production as well as, Justin Jefferson did last year. So that's my bold prediction number one.
Whew. I mean, that high power offense, I can definitely see that for sure. That means you are, on board with Dak Prescott returning back into form to what we were seeing for the past year and a half with him putting up, elite numbers per se. So,
yep.
I mean, the talent is there, the opportunity is there. As long as Dak Prescott can stand up, right? I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? I got one for you. I got one.
Okay.
All right. So this one here, I mean, it's doable. It's going to be hard, but it's definitely doable. I'm going running back here.
Okay.
His name is Austin Ekeler. And got him finishing as the number 1 running back.
Okay, so let this be known. I didn't see your bold predictions before they started today, so it is a legit shock to me. So okay.
Yeah, so this is the Austin Ekeler revenge tour here. The people that drafted Austin Ekeler last year, I was one of them. Got injured early on, didn't really get a chance to come back and show exactly what he was going to be able to do. Because basically when he started the season, Tyrod Taylor was his quarterback at the time. And so now that you have, a high promising quarterback in Justin Herbert there, with the weapons on the outside with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, Austin Ekeler was one of those dual threat running backs that, blossomed when Melvin Gordon initially started to get hurt and then eventually left. And so therefore, that team is going to be putting up a lot of points. He's going to have every opportunity to be in the conversation each and every week as the number 1 running back as far as per week in that category. So there is a legitimate opportunity that he could finish number one, as long as he stays healthy and that offense does what it's supposed to do.
I can definitely see that. It's gonna have to be, man, he's gonna have to catch a bunch of balls, which, you know, that's something that he has done. But the thing about it, in order to propel him into like that number one spot, he's gonna have to rush it a ton as well. Like he's gonna have to be equally as productive receiving as he is rushing. So is that something that he can get done? I think so. But again, that is bold, my brother.
That is. And so I need for him to have the Aaron Jones effect from 2 years ago as far as the touchdowns.
That'll get it done.
It will. So what you got next?
Okay, so again, this one is a little bit more so of a stretch for me. So Zach Wilson, we saw him in preseason. We saw what he has done, and in my opinion, he's been the best, you know, rookie quarterback in preseason. Just by the eye test, just by stats wise, he's been effective. He's utilized his legs. He's got outside the pocket. He made some terrific throws. So Zach Wilson will finish as a top 15 quarterback. So that is going to warrant him midline QB2 numbers. And I mean, the reason why I say that is this Jets, you and I both been on the record to say it, this Jets team is just different. It's different. It doesn't feel like the Jets team of old. They got some weapons in Corey Davis. They still have what's the wide receiver their name? The one who catches all the time, like the slot guy.
Jamison Crowder.
Jamison Crowder is still there. They got some fantastic rookies. They got Elijah Moore. They got Michael Carter. Those names have been ringing bells as far as fantasy-wise as well. So I just think that this team just looks different. It feels different. And I think the Jets of old are probably out the window. Again, it's going to take them a couple of years to come into their own. But, man, I'm loving what I've been seeing from Zach Wilson in the preseason. But, again, take it with the grain of salt. It is preseason. But as far as, like, the eye test is concerned, he's been the best quarterback, you know, out of this group preseason-wise.
I mean, we were just talking about how good he was yesterday, right? When me and you had a draft. And so – they was throwing out comparisons to Aaron Rodgers. I know that's definitely a stretch, and that's not a bold prediction today by any means. But I mean, if he's getting that high of a praise so far, you know, it seems like the sky's the limit for him and the New York Jets right now. I mean, they haven't been relevant since the Sanchez and the butt fumble. So,
oh my God.
So yeah, I'm hoping he does do well. I mean, if that offense can be anywhere near adequate, then I can see that. I can see that. All right, and so my last one here, I guess so. It involves two players on the Las Vegas Raiders, and so this is what I got.
Ooh.
I got Kenyon Drake outplaying Josh Jacobs, and what I mean by that is Kenyon Drake will end up finishing a lot higher than Josh Jacobs. When it's all said and done, Josh Jacobs is the bell cow for that team. But I feel like Kenyon Drake in his role will outshine him because Kenyon Drake, for one, will be featured more in the passing game than Josh Jacobs. Not saying that Josh Jacobs can't catch the ball, but Kenyon Drake is just a little bit better at it. Two, I feel like Josh Jacobs, I mean, he's a bruiser, so he takes a lot of hits, man.
Right.
And there's a chance that he will maybe not, get hurt, get banged up here. Kenyon Drake, I mean, he has proven to get 15 to 20 touches a game when he was with the Cards or even when he first started out with the Dolphins. So I really, believe that Kenyon Drake will definitely outshine Josh Jacobs here. Probably will finish maybe top 20 when it's all said and done.
Wow.
I just don't. The way Josh Jacobs is getting drafted right now, I don't like it. I'm not in favor of it. But we'll see, because I feel like the Raiders' offense will definitely be a little bit better this year than it has been in the past couple of years with Kenyon Drake.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that's what we got. Unless you got a surprise for me, I think
Nah, I don't. And those have been like two things that I've been weighing, that's been weighing heavy up on my mind is, man, I like CeeDee Lamb a lot. As you saw, I took him yesterday in our draft, which we're going to get to like a little bit later. I took him in our dynasty draft as well, man. And I'm extremely high on CeeDee Lamb, which means that he'll have to outperform, Cooper there because he's still there. And technically, he's still the number one guy on that team. So I think that's the one I feel very, very confident about. The Zach Wilson thing, I think that's one of those things that will come in time. But, man, I like Zach Wilson a lot. And if I can land him in one of these drafts today, we'll see.
Fair enough. All right. So we're going to get into fantasy football here. But before we do so, looks like our guests are here. We have 3 of them.
Okay.
All right. So with that being said, all right, so first one you see with the Eagles hat, that is Keelan. He's been on here a couple of times already. I think the last time we saw him, I think it was a little bit after the Super Bowl here.
Yes, sir.
All right, second one we got in the Colts jersey. That's my boy Walt. For the very, very brief period in my life that I lived in Indianapolis, he was one of the few people that I did befriend. I guess I didn't fit in well because everybody down there is a big Colts fan or a Pacers fan. That's not my MO, and it's all good. So, what's up, my brother? And then, last but not least, we got the Mr. Next Gen app himself, Mr. Nathaniel Reed, also known as Deshaun's brother there. So, hey, we sitting here with...
how's it going?
Pretty good. So we're sitting here with Eagles fan, a Colts fan, a Broncos fan, a Steelers fan, and yours truly. Everybody knows I'm a Bears fan. All right. So with that being said, this is a fantasy football podcast. So yesterday, 4 of us was part of a draft. And then also, I think a few of us have more drafts to come. So real quick, for the 4 of us that was drafted yesterday, I guess, how do you feel about your team so far? Anybody? Anyone of you all can go.
All right, let's start at Nate, move our way up to Keelan, and then we'll go that way.
All right.
Go ahead, Nate. How you feel?
Yeah, I really do like my team in a sense. Like, you know what? These drafts are so unpredictable. You know, we strategize. That's a lot of times I don't follow mock drafts when it comes to a particular fantasy, fantasy leagues, because our fantasy league is so unpredictable. It's like you never know what you're going to expect. So it's just like, why even place inside of your mind to have a pre-plan? Because that you never know how this mug is going to go. With that being said, I knew that this year, going in for this year, my goal was keeping back in my mind that it was an extra game, right? So that means a lot of yards for a lot of different people. That means people like, Cooper Kupp, who was just shy off 1,000-something yards. The Keenan Allen that was just shy of 1,000-something yards. And it's a lot more people. It's a lot more other wide receivers, but they get that extra game. So a lot of those, you're going to see a lot of performance. You're going to see a lot of records being broke this year, as far as the running backs and as far as with, wide receivers. So in the back of my mind, I tried to concentrate on, I zeroed in on the people who just shy of that 1,000-something yards. I'm thinking like, or that high production, touchdown rate. I'm like, ooh, they are going to do something this year with that extra game. That's going to be so important. So I like my team. I think that my team is called Hustle Gang. I do a lot of pre-planning. And I think I'm going to do a lot of like willing and dealing to put people in better positions, because the name of this game is that, especially, help me so I can help you, and then we get to that finish line, then I can destroy you. So
Right on.
What you got for us, Keelan?
This year I tried to change up my draft strategy a little bit. Usually I wait to about 7th, 8th round for a quarterback. This year I went quarterback, I think 3rd, 4th round. My draft strategy was just depth to every position, or try to get as much depth of position as I can. I went a little bit heavy on the Eagles this draft, which wasn't the draft strategy, but it was like, man, when you staring at players, like I don't know, it's kind of hard taking off the fan hat and putting on the fantasy football GM hat, and the fan end got a little bit this year. But I do think the players that I got Hurts, Miles Sanders, and Devontae Smith. So I mean, it may come back to get me, or it could save me. You know what I'm saying? So, but even outside of that, I think I got pretty good depth at every position. Not just with some quality players. So I mean, I'm not mad at my team. I'll see. We'll see what happens when the season starts. So.
Okay. So fair enough. And I'm gonna just go ahead and piggyback off of what Nate was saying. That okay, so it is a 17-game season, right? Now this is uncharted waters, and we all understand that an extra game means an extra time for like these guys to get injured. I mean, you have to look at it that way as well. We already saw what happened with J.K. Dobbins, who was my keeper. So at the beginning of this draft, everything changed for me because now I'm like, okay, my keeper Dobbins, who is a bona fide, RB2 with RB1 upside, to be completely honest, in the PPR format. Let me just go ahead and throw this out here too. This is a dual quarterback league for everyone like out there that's like watching. So you have to draft a little bit differently. Quarterbacks are going to fly. Once one quarterback comes off the board, maybe two, you'll see like the rest of them fall. But like I had to like really switch up my draft because J.K. Dobbins ended up getting injured. And I think we're going to see a lot of that, going forward with this extra game. So we're going to hope that everyone stays healthy with, doing like this new, extra game added, but we'll see. But as my team, I like it. I think I got, like my starters are like looking great as far as my dual quarterbacks that we are both starting this league, Stafford and Dak Prescott. Those are good guys. I got Dalvin Cook as my number 1 overall pick on my team, picked him number 2 overall. I got Joe Mixon really, really late. It was like actually my RB1, and I coupled that with Mike Davis, who is still the leading back on that Atlanta offense. No, I don't think he's going to be spectacular, but for an RB3 up on your team, I think that's going to pay off. When those bye weeks start coming in. But I mean, Calvin Ridley, he's gonna ball. I feel like you already know how I feel about CeeDee Lamb. So I like my wide receivers, tight end Mark Andrews, top 5 guy there. So Steelers defense, I got one of the better defense. I got one of the better kickers in Justin Tucker. So as far as my, as my guys are concerned, that who are going to play week in and week out, those guys, I love my core group that I have. I can work on like my depth a little bit, and I know like Keelan, you talked about that a little. Sometimes you're only as good as your depth, and with that extra game, that just leaves more room for you to be able to solidify that bench. So I mean, all in all, I got Deontay Johnson as my flex. I feel really, really good about that. So man, like I really do like my team, and like you said, we'll see how this rolls whenever like the season starts. So.
Nice. All right, so I tried to get this zoomed in a little closer. It's not happening, so my apologies. So just for everybody who doesn't know, I know Deshaun, you already said, it is a dual quarterback league. This is the league that we've been referencing on, that we've been doing for over a decade now. Also, just want to point out, round 10, if you can squint and see it, round 10 is where we had our keepers from. So if you start to see like why is Justin Herbert and Antonio Gibson and Justin Jefferson in the round 10, that is why. Otherwise, yeah, like we have a bunch of idiots here. But well, I guess I had the end of the snake, so I made sure I had to make my picks count. My first 4 picks was stacks, basically Diggs and Allen, AJ Brown, Ryan Tannehill. I definitely like my flex options here between Chris Godwin and Kareem Hunt. DeAndre Swift was taken, T. Higgins. I feel like I got Sony Michel at a good value at around 11. Deshaun Watson, that is the one I definitely rolled the dice on because I'm hoping that, as bad of an organization that the Houston Texans are, that's ran by the GM and the ownership. I'm hoping they have, just a slight bit of, good in their heart and trade that man, specifically to the Dolphins. But neither here nor there. I just need him to play at some point. I mean, if not, then he's probably my keeper for next year. But anyway, Elijah Moore, Michael Carter. I think McCole Hardman is my last pick. Is going to pay off dividends. I really do like my team. I'm still a little hurt from how I lost in the championship last year, but it's all good. It's all good. So, at this point, I'm just ready to get things rocking and rolling. Season starts in a few days. Week 1 starts next Sunday, so I guess let's get things cracking. And before we move forward, I guess how many fantasy drafts do everyone have left at this point? Starting with Deshaun and going down the line.
So I think I got 2 left, and those are my last 2 out of the 6 leagues that I'm in this year.
1 out of 3. 1 left today.
I just got one more. Just one.
0. I got them both done last week. So, yeah.
Nice. How you think you did?
I think I actually did pretty good. I think the biggest thing for me was trying to find like running backs, especially like that RB2. There's plenty of wide receivers out there, but you got to kind of look at scenarios. I know Sean was talking about. I know how you say you like CeeDee Lamb, but he's got to compete with your boy Bird and Michael Gallup. So they have a plethora of people down there that he's going to have to kind of compete with to get those get those passes. And there's some other scenarios we can get into later, some other teams, and I just kind of want to see the impact of that. But yeah, there's plenty of wide receivers out there.
That's definitely facts.
You know what? I agree. You know what? And I think that to piggyback off of what he just said, that the running backs was so scarce, this year, that I was lucky to keep James Robinson from my keeper league. He was a top 5 running back last year. With the rookie running back getting hurt, that increases his value. And I got I got Nick Chubb. I think I did a great job being the RB1 and RB2. Technically, both of them they put up RB1 numbers. James Robinson finished off the season with RB1 numbers. And wide receivers, it's so many wide receivers. And again, I want to go back to the extra game. It's a lot. It's going to be so many wide receivers that put up some huge numbers, but those running backs was very, very scarce. I think that's going to come and bite a lot of people inside their butts if they didn't pick, a couple good running backs.
I mean, you're right, because the 3 running backs that got hurt, which is Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, and Travis Etienne, that definitely, made the elite scarce running backs even more scarce and limited at that point. It definitely revised a lot of draft strategies. I mean, honestly, I was looking forward to drafting Cam Akers this year in a lot of leagues, and that went out the window.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins was high on a lot of radars. Heck, it was Deshaun's keeper pick until that happened, and that was very unfortunate. So it definitely revised a lot of strategies. So it makes it feel like it's back to where we was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when it's only a handful of guys that you can really depend on at that position. So yeah, going forward, you just gotta, trust your instincts, trust your judgment, be on top of things, waiver wire pickups, see how the coaches are playing these guys. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. So, we will see. All right. Next topic. Your favorite season headline. I'm pretty sure each one of you all has something near and dear to your heart that you would want to see happen here, that you want to support or want to happen or anything like that. So going down the line, Deshaun, start us off. What's your favorite season headline here?
All right. So for me, hashtag Still a Nation, hashtag Here We Go. Y'all see the jersey, y'all know who I'm repping. So for me, I think we got one of the tougher leagues, and one of the tougher divisions inside the NFL. So I just want to see us make the playoffs, man. To be completely honest, dude, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna think that Baltimore is gonna be there. We can almost freaking pencil in Cleveland for being there. as good as like they've been playing up on both sides of the football as of late. And Cincinnati is like one of those up and coming teams. Joe Burrow is back. He got a plethora of wide receivers. He got a running back in the backfield, Joe Mixon. Like the defensive side of the ball with Cincinnati is a little bit like sketchy. It's just how can we keep pace with the aging quarterback inside of a division with all these youthful QBs, man. So for me, that's going to be, my thing that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. And, I was going to do that anyway. So that's definitely my favorite season headline. Can we be able to make the postseason and a stacked AFC in my opinion?
Nice.
Right on. I was going to try to be unbiased, but I can't help it.
Appreciate your honesty.
I want to see Devontae Smith, Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I want Jalen Hurts to prove all these doubters wrong. All of them. I've seen multiple lists. He's been getting killed all off season for whatever reason. I want him to prove I don't want him. He don't have to go out and ball and be Patrick Mahomes. I know that's not possible, but I don't want him to prove everybody wrong. That shows he's a starting quarterback in the league. I want and be the leader of the Eagles for the future, for the next decade or two, or however long he's able to play. But yeah, I want Hurts to prove everybody wrong, and Devontae Smith Rookie of the Year. That's what I'm looking forward to.
All these selfish guys on here. Me talking about my Steelers. Keelan talking about his
Well,
Eagles.
I tried not to. I just couldn't.
I'm messing with you, bro.
Hey, walk on it.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna keep the train rolling. I'm gonna be so I was like, well, man, if y'all want to talk about our teams, okay. So for me, I want Defensive Rookie of the Year, Kwity Paye to come through, and then also there's a reason I sat in this spot in my man cave. We're gonna go out with the old, with Andrew, and with the new. Carson Wentz. I want Carson Wentz to prove doubters wrong. He had his best season with Frank Wright. I think we have one of the best and underrated offensive lines in the league.
Top five.
But they don't talk about us. They talk about Cleveland's. They talk about Dallas's. They talk all these other teams. They don't want to talk about the Colts. It is what it is. I want Carson Wentz to prove doubters wrong. I know at camp they were saying he's looking really good. And our receivers are underrated. So, I want him to prove everybody wrong. Yeah, and then Kwity Paye is going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. Man's going to ball out.
I like him. I like him a lot.
Same.
Wait, before you go, Nate, before you go. Walter, you're the only person I know with a Carson Wentz Colts jersey. I think they only have one in the whole world.
It's real. Oh, walk it to him.
Oh, hey, you know it.
All right, go ahead, Nate.
Man, that selfish bug got to me, man. Let me go. Man, let me. I might as well talk about my team too. But listen, it's contagious. That selfish bug is all across the room. Like, listen, the biggest headline that I do want is John Elway. Listen, and I bring up John Elway because of this. Not because, as you all know, he's not a current, NFL player. Well, what I want him to do is to leave the organization and go to one of y'all teams. This man has literally, he has put me in more depression than COVID. 100%. Like, I haven't had a quarterback since Peyton Manning, and we can go through a whole big carousel of quarterbacks. I mean, from people like Paxton Lynch, that makes me want to just throw up right now. Paxton Lynch, Trevor Siemian. These are quarterbacks I have to deal with. So
don't forget about Brock Osweiler.
Oh man, no, yeah. I mean, and that was just ridiculous. What I'm hoping for this year, the biggest headline for this year is John Elway step away for the Denver Broncos. Go retire somewhere. And as well as that, I hope my team we make the playoffs. We are in a tough division. Just speaking on just two quarterbacks are just young studs. One is already solidified, almost guaranteed as a GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. And then we got Justin Herbert, and the Chargers team on paper ranked one of the top 5, constructed teams in the NFL. So we had a lot to deal with. I'm not really worried about Vegas this year. Vegas have a really, really tough schedule. They're gonna beat themselves. But I'm just hoping with this extra spot in the AFC that my team, we can just slip into the playoffs. We got a great defense. We got great wide receivers. We got Hamler. We got Jerry Jeudy. We got Cortland Sutton. We got Noah Fant that was high projected on a lot of people fantasy on the far as tight ends. We got some weapons just there. But, we got Teddy Bridgewater. We're going to see what we're going to do with that because we got to throw that football. We got to throw that football. I am happy that we got Patrick Surtain over there to try to stop a lot of these, balls being thrown our way because we're gonna need everybody. So I'm hoping that John Elway steps away from the Denver Broncos. I'm praying that we at least slip into the playoffs and we can have some momentum moving forward.
I feel you.
I knew, dude. How did I know? I called it.
What is that?
Let me go ahead. So before his screen blacked out, it was a jersey back there, and magically his screen popped back on, and the jersey is now on his back. Well done.
And jersey is courtesy to Nate and the Next Gen Plus app. Just throwing that out there. Nextupmerchandise.com. Please check that out. And so Nate, I feel you as far as quarterbacks that you had, because I can go down a whole laundry list. Like I'm stuck with the Rusty Rifle as the starting quarterback. We had Nick Foles who didn't do anything. Mitchell Trubisky who lit us up a couple of weeks ago. Mike Glennon who we gave a 3-year, $45 million contract to. Mark Sanchez, I don't even know why he was on the team. Then you had people like Chase Daniels and our best quarterback in franchise history, Jay Cutler, and the list goes on and on and on. And so, therefore, the headline that I want to see is the Fields of Dreams, the Soldier Fields, the guy to actually take over and fulfill the prophecy. It's been over 100 years in this franchise, and we have yet to have a real franchise quarterback. So we I don't know what happened on draft night. Somebody drank some magic potion, some holy water. I don't know, a sensu bean. What? I don't know. But I just know we actually have a legitimate quarterback. I want to see him sooner than later. I'm not with the let's preserve him. They're going against Aaron Donald week 1. Myles Garrett week 3. No, I'm not with any of that because they're gonna have to play him regardless. He's gonna have to face competition regardless. So play the best 53. I'm pretty sure at least half those people in the locker room do not want to see Andy Dalton starting, and they know for a fact that Justin Fields is a lot better quarterback than Andy Dalton.
I agree.
Therefore, that's the headline I want to see. We have the 3rd toughest schedule in the whole league, and in order for us to even have a slither of a chance to make the playoffs, we need that man starting week 1. So that's the headline I want to see. And shame on everybody for being selfish. I thought somebody was going to say, they want to see Patrick Mahomes rematch against the Bucks or something. But
why would we want to see that?
No,
that mean that our team won't have a chance,
right?
My bad.
Hey, I got a question for you.
What's up?
So I hear this a lot from Chicago fans, and I'm trying to look out for y'all when I say this. I don't know if you ever heard of this kid. He played a few years ago. His name was Andrew Austin Luck. And the biggest issue with Andrew, he played quarterback for this football team, probably one of the greatest in history. You guys may have heard of him, but he played for this football team. One of the biggest issues he always had was he didn't have an offensive line. So why not let Justin Fields sit behind just sit for a second. I mean, I know you guys hate Andy Dalton. He's going to get killed. Especially if the offensive line is bad. Why put Justin Fields in harm's way right now against those defenses and put him at injury? Because if Aaron Donald gets him, he's not a big dude. If Aaron Donald gets him, I mean, it's an issue. I know y'all want to see him, but let Andy go out there and, sacrifice himself. Let him sacrifice. So see what you guys got on that offensive line before y'all put Justin Fields out there. And Nick Foles, he want to play for us. I know you've seen the interview. We don't want him though. You can keep him. But yeah, let that brother go out there and get destroyed first before you put him out there.
Really quick to that. For one, I do remember Mr. Luck there. Quick fun fact. I was at his first ever regular season game in Soldier Field. I was there. That was my first Bears game. Jay Cutler threw a pick 6 on the first play, but then it came on to slaughter the coach that day. But nevertheless, no. You have a point. A lot of people that make that point, it's valid. But here's my thing with that. So two things. One, I feel like the Bears never get the offensive line right, so I'm not about to wait like 4 or 5 years until that happens. Two, their best chance of winning, even last year, was unfortunately with Mitchell Trubisky because he was mobile enough to basically make up for how bad the offensive line is. With a guy like Justin Fields, he's way more athletic and way more competent of dealing with that factor, because like you said, Andy Dalton is going to get sacrificed. They're going to have a whole ritual. He's going to die.
Oh, wow.
That's what's going to happen.
Man,
If Aaron Donald doesn't get to him,
Jesus.
Leonard Floyd is going to get to him, and if not Leonard Floyd, then the rest of the whole front seven is going to get to him. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So if he dies, then Justin Fields is going to have to play regardless. So
He dies.
Right. Like Rocky.
But our best chance of winning is still with Justin Fields, because at least with his 4.4, 4.3 speed, he can definitely do some things a lot more than Andy Dalton can ever dream of. And please take Nick Foles and the $6 million cap hit off our team.
Nope. I got it, big dog.
Yeah, and let the record show offensive rookie of the year and Philly defensive rookie of the year in Knapp.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man. And then real quick, looks like is that Mr. Brandon Satterfield?
It is.
Hey,
It is.
appreciate
Shout
it.
out to my guy B Sats.
Appreciate it, B-Sat. Appreciate it, man. All right. So, another headline. Well, not another headline, but more so another topic here. Expectations. Be selfish again. What's your expectations for your team? I know you got a grandpa quarterback, Deshaun, but what's your expectations?
Make no mistake about it. When you call him grandpa, you better say 2-time Super Bowl champion grandpa. All right. Look, man, like my expectations, I kind of basically already hinted on it. It's gonna be one of those things to where it's like, can Big Ben's arm withstand, a 17-game season now? Because last year, we started off like very, very strong, and everyone knows like how we like tapered off toward like the end of the season. We still won 11 games, but man, like those last few games were like brutal. So, Big Ben coming off of, reconstructive arm surgery and things of that nature. How can that arm hold up? We dropped a ton of balls last year, a ton, like number one inside the league. And we got a good plethora of wide receivers. If they can just hang on to the damn ball, like it was really, really tough and frustrating for me to watch that. And, like I said before, so we got young guys. We got Lamar Jackson. We got who else is there? Joe Burrow. He's there.
Baker Mayfield.
And Baker Mayfield. Man, all these guys are young, and they're definitely coming to their own, especially Baker Mayfield. I like what they're doing in Cleveland. They're allowing that run game to fuel them to victories, and it's been working great. It's been working great. And that defense is up and coming. Look out. Definitely top 10 in the league, in my opinion. So, right along with Baltimore, one of the better defenses. Can Big Ben withstand a, 17-game season in a brutal AFC North? So, we'll see. So, my expectations, to be completely honest, we have to win a minimum of 10 games this season. A minimum. And again, I think Nate touched on it. So you get like an extra playoff spot with the 17-game season this year. So, it's going to be tough. So I want my Steelers to be able to win, 10 games. We already know how tough our division is. We know that we got the oldest quarterback in the league. We know that our wide receivers dropped a ton of balls, but I think it's going to be like the defense to be able to carry us through. Shout out to TJ Watt for, doing what he's doing. And he got robbed, by the way, by Aaron Donald. I just want to go up on like the, I just have to say that he was freaking robbed. But our defense is going to be the one that pushes us through in like the early going. So expectations for us, 10-win season for sure.
I feel you on that. Keelan, any chance that those Eagles can compete in that division?
Any chance we can compete in the NFC least? You know what they called us last year? I mean, so anything is possible, right? I mean, I see it like this. Realistically, if we break down the division, Washington has a great defense, but Fitzmagic has been playing 18 years and played for half the league. So how is he, just a great quarterback now? I mean, I'm a little confused. I'm confused on that. I do think they will be the better team in the division because of the defense, but we'll see what Fitzmagic. We'll see what the Fitzmagic roller coaster looks like. The Cowboys have are the total opposite of the football team. They have a great offense, but what did that defense look like? Because the games they were losing last year were getting beat. When teams were scoring 40 points on them a game, and they would just come back because the defense and the coverage would lighten up, and they would score a bunch of points and get back in the game. So we'll see what the Cowboys defense look like, if it's improved or not. But we know that offense is going to be that offense. And as far as the Giants, well, Daniel Jones put the ball on the ground just as much as the referees. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with Daniel Jones. So, yes, I think we have a chance to compete in the division. I mean, it's like I said, it's the NFC least of what it was last year. Our defense isn't special. Our offense isn't special. We got a bunch of young guys, but to say we can't compete in the division where there's a lot of question marks to every team, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice by saying that. Like, yes, we have a chance. I think we can get about 9 games. If that's enough to win the division, I don't know, but I think we can get about 9 to 10 games. But I mean, playoffs is what I'm hoping for. But like I said, we'll see how every team looks in that division. But I'm not really sold on no team, honestly. And that's just being honest.
No, I do. I know it took you a lot to say that Washington probably is the better team in that division. And dude, I'm with you 100%. That defense is legit. So
no, that's facts. Before we move on to the Colts guy over there, shout out to my guy Brandon Price, who I do the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast with on Saturday mornings. He's always supporting us, so appreciate it, man.
My brother.
All right. So real quick, ever since Tennessee made that trade, man, and your quarterback's made of glass, do you feel like that, your team still can compete for that division title?
Absolutely. So first off, you say I'm a quarterback's made of glass. All right, that's disrespectful, especially the predicament you about to be in. Karma doesn't come your way. But I think I'll send this to you before. Let me address that real quick. So when we talk about Carson Wentz being made of glass, the first big injury he had was at ACL, right? How long does it usually take for ACL to heal? You get about 2 years. About 2 years.
Fully back to where you
are.
Okay,
but initially you're gonna come back after a year. So ACL, I can't remember how many games they were into the season. I want to say about week 14 or whatever. But okay, you got that right there.
And threw a touchdown pass after he tore it.
Hey, that's the Eagles fan right there.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hold up.
Injury.
So that's toughness. That don't got nothing to do with him being made of glass. So toughness, he got my backup on that. Carson Wentz is a tough quarterback, but
I ain't even done yet though. I ain't even done. So so then after that, what's the next big injury? Was it the concussion? Off a dirty hit from Jadeveon Clowney.
Mm-hmm.
Was that not dirty? What can he do about that? Is that being made of glass? And then I know he missed a couple of games. So this is me kind of, I guess, overstudying. I was like, well, how many games has Carson Wentz missed his entire time? He's been eligible to play 80 games since he's been in the league. Carson Wentz has played in 68. He's only been injured 8 of those. 4 of them were last year, so they could put Jalen Hurts in. So is that really made of glass? Does everybody have that type of I had a percentage, and I probably should have prepared it, but I had a pretty good percentage. I don't even know if my work attendance is as good as that. And then I'm a bad employee. So, I just want to throw that out there. I want to get those naysayers out of there. But my expectations this year, I'm expecting to get 11 or 12 wins, and I want to take the AFC South. I know it's going to be difficult. Yeah, I want to take the AFC South. Absolutely. Because with Tennessee does not have a very good defense. I understand everybody's like really excited about Julio Jones going down there. I get it. But also with the Colts, we have one of the top defenses in the league too. We were top 5 last year. Top 5 defense. And then, you add we didn't have a pass rusher on the outside. We had Justin Houston, he should have went to the nursing home, went to Baltimore, and I cannot think of Buddy's name. He actually went to Danico Autry, who went to Tennessee. So, we have some younger pass rushers. That's my expectation. And I want to get a playoff win. I think with Carson Wentz, we have a more mobile quarterback. Another thing I want to bring up, as an Eagles fan, you're going to appreciate this as well. You're going to see Carson Wentz improve. So before Phillip Rivers came to the Colts, threw 20 interceptions in San Diego. 20 interceptions. And when he came here last year, I want to say he threw, I think it was like 5. Like, you're seeing a big drop in that. Frank Wright's going to reel that in. We're going to be just fine. So, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, stop all the Carson Wentz hate.
Stop, please.
I mean, look, there's no hate, man. I think he's a good player when he's healthy and like good. Can he be a little bit better than good? I mean, probably. But the one thing that you touched on, Walt, is that offensive line is going to keep him upright. So you already mentioned that, Phillip Rivers became a better quarterback once he, hopped up on like the Colts team. That is all because of that offensive line is just that good. When he was, with the Chargers, like that O-line, man, he was getting crushed at a point. Crushed at a point. So you bring him over to Indianapolis, and he has some more time to sit up inside the pocket, make some better decisions. So I think that is going to aid Carson Wentz in that, in that regard. But can Carson Wentz get back to being the mobile quarterback and I'm not going to question his toughness. Never have, never will. He is a tough quarterback. But can Carson Wentz get back to rare form is what the big question is.
I mean, that is, and I'll throw this out there. I mean, you touched on it as far as the interceptions coming down. I'm hoping so, because last time I checked last year, his interception touchdown ratio was close to 1-to-1, from what I remember. So I'm hoping he can, make that a better ratio.
Just to suit Carson some bail, last year Carson Wentz didn't have a number 1 wide receiver. Receivers couldn't separate, and number 2, but who had number 1 wide receiver, and number two, our offensive line was beat up.
Like, I don't want to
Okay, I get that, but you can't use that as an excuse, because it's a lot of quarterbacks out there who don't have legit number 1 wide receivers. Now you can blame that a little bit up on you guys' line, but as far as like the lack of talent, now I understand that's not going to win you a lot of football games when you lack talent at the receiver position. But at the same time, you still should be able to make good decisions. And like the games that I've been watching, man, like Carson Wentz it looks like he just took himself out of the game. Like some of these passes that he was throwing, it just looked like he didn't want to be there. And we're not even going to get to like the crybaby issue that he had when he got benched.
Whoa, hold on. I wouldn't want to be there either.
Yeah. You know what?
Go ahead, bud.
You know what? Since Carson Wentz is the topic of discussion right now, let me shoot him some bail. You know what? I drafted Carson Wentz out of our league because that I was concentrating on what most people do not even focus in on the draft. It's the offensive line. The Colts have a really, really, great offensive line. Them and Cleveland. That's the reason why I drafted Baker Mayfield and Carson Wentz to be my quarterback. Because again, with that extra game, that's people are more prone to being hurt. And things and stuff like that, so that's what I was concentrating on, quarterbacks that can stay healthy all year long, because it's going to bite a lot of people's head. But let me just go back to what Carson Wentz. Like we talk about, we hear all the jokes. We hear all the jokes of saying that he's made of glass and things like that. But one of the most, the number 1 topics right now inside of just outside of football in our society, it's mental health. Honestly, like, just imagine what the Eagle organization did to that man. I wouldn't want to play for that organization either. I wouldn't want to do that. They put him up. They did something to him that was like, that was just so rare, to take a quarterback. No disrespect to Jalen Hurts, because I think Jalen Hurts is going to be pretty good. I think that, it is disrespectful for people to put him at what they ranked him at number 44th quarterback in the league. It's only 32. It's only 32 teams in the league. So that means Drew Lock, our backup, is better than, on Jalen Hurts or something like that. It's like really disrespectful. But I think that my expectations, to go back to the segment, is like the Carson Wentz, to prove a lot of people wrong. And I'm taking the Denver Broncos hat off for a second. I'm hoping that the Carson Wentz proves a lot of people wrong, because in media, it's this exchange of words that everybody just say the same thing. If someone says this, the next person's going to say this. That's how it is. People don't really see football for themselves, that we are programmed to say the same things like everybody else is saying. And I'm not built like that. This is one of my bold predictions, and this goes into the expectations too. I believe Mac Jones, is going to be the best rookie quarterback this year. He's going to outbeat people like Trevor Lawrence. He's going to outduel them. He's going to outplay them. And I know that Mac Jones is he's in a better system. He's got a better team. But a lot of times that we get so caught up inside the hype, listening to the suits, listening to the numbers, things like that. But then that's when people like, Zach Wilson emerges, and people, people like Trevor Lawrence names start to, die down. And that's when we start to see like the Jalen Hurts, to start to play. And then everybody want to get up, get on board. So I have, that's some of my expectations. So I don't, it's going back to Baker Mayfield as well too, because I know there's some Brown fans on here too that's probably listening. Baker Mayfield got crushed for so long. Got crushed. Now people seen what I seen. I mean, I'm not even a Browns fan, but people see what I seen a while ago. Like, forget all the analytics. We know the numbers. So, we know the numbers. They say it all the time on different type of media programs. But what do your eyeballs see? And my eyeballs seen what a couple of quarterbacks, Carson Wentz and Baker Mayfield. They are better than what the media is trying to project. That's what it is. They are. And just to end it off with my team, I just hope John Elway just leave the building. That's all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just hope he leaves, because that going back to what Keelan said, that we're watching the football team has the best defense. So that my team has in my opinion, my biased opinion, and inside of my my honest opinion, that we do have still the best defense inside of our division. I know the Chargers is more of the most well-balanced, the most well-balanced team, but we do have a Patrick Mahomes in the league, and I'm pretty sure all of us know his name and know what he can do. And he is the face of the league. So it's going to be really, really tough, and if we want to have a shot, we got to play some old school football. It's going to be boring. It's going to be really, really dull. But I just want us to, in that extra space, to make the playoff in that extra space, and John Elway to lead the building.
I was glad to bring some passion to this. That was, you should run president after this, and that was good. Can I say one more thing about Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all know in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
Carson Wentz threw for 4,039 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Played every game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
27 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Mm-hmm.
We act like that didn't happen right there, though.
Right.
No. I think that was the year that he put everybody on notice. And I mean, Keelan been the only Eagles fan that I've ever known. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. So like I was saying to him, like, okay, like you guys might got a shot with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't think that he is a terrible football player. Maybe he was put in a bad position. And I think that he should have acted a little bit differently, when Jalen Hurts was like the guy, like, that is like another, like topic for like another day. But he's a gamer. I feel like he still should be able to play inside this league as a starter. No one's doubting that. I think it's just like the whole injury like aspect of his game at this point. So can he stay upright in Indiana? Absolutely. I think so. The offensive line is top 5 in the league. I mentioned this on numerous occasions on today. So Carson Wentz, he should be okay as a coach, in my opinion. I'm just going ahead.
Carson Wentz's MVP year before he got hurt was with the year we went to Super Bowl, the Eagles had a top 5 offensive line. So you protect Carson Wentz, he will be just fine. I'm leaving it there.
Man, Carson Wentz would have loved to see this show today, man.
The Colts will win their division. They just put it like that. They will win.
Whoa.
All right.
Before
John always walking out the building too. Jamar over there, he's sweating. He's like, dang, man.
Yeah, the Colts will win their division.
I'm gonna say this. Look, none of our teams are projected as the best team in our division right now, right?
Mm-mm.
So we all sitting up in a similar position right now. Everyone's trying to be that top guy inside of that position. It's gonna be a little bit hard for me, for sure. Nate.
Oh yeah.
We can go ahead and break you off.
No. Listen, I'm not trying to be the top guy. We got a Patrick Mahomes on our team. I don't think
Right.
I'm not trying to be the top guy on our team. I'm just trying to barely make it to the playoffs. I'm eating my humble pie this year, and no, I'm not trying to be the top guy. We're not going to be the top team. However, that I'm gonna still root for my team, really, really great. And I'm a patient person. I want to continue to build. So.
And we need Carson Wentz to play 75% of the snaps, so we need that first round pick.
That's all you can do.
I want y'all to get that too. I want y'all to get the 32nd pick of this year, next year's draft.
Oh, so that means okay.
So what you got for us, Jamar?
I mean, look, like all that passion about Carson Wentz, it makes me not even want to talk about the man no more for the next 5 minutes. I'll leave him alone for now. I'll leave him alone. All right. Yeah, like you said, Deshaun, all our teams in a similar boat. I know for a fact that my team is not winning the division since Aaron Rodgers decided to come back with the last dance and all. But it's cool. You know what? It's fine because this is gonna be his last year. I hope he goes off to Denver so he can go right off.
No.
You don't want A-Rod?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
Really?
But either way.
No, I take Magic Johnson.
Over Aaron Rodgers?
You said I thought Jamar said Andy Dalton.
No.
Oh no! I'm about to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
About this.
I take Magic Johnson over Andy Dalton.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
but yeah, my team. It all depends on how soon they start my guy. That's all it is. Andy Dalton is still the starter after week 10. I don't know. I'm ready for April for the draft at that point. I'm done. Not too many expectations. I guess my fellow friend Brandon kind of agrees that we we're going to win the division regardless. Aaron Rodgers there or not.
Yeah.
But
whoa. I don't know. If Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have came back, I think you guys would have had a legit shot. But as soon as he said last dance, then
yeah. It
was all downhill.
Because Detroit's gonna be the bottom feeders no matter what. Then it just be between us and the Vikings. Sometimes you get good Vikings, sometimes you get bad Vikings. A lot of times you get bad Vikings. But nevertheless, I don't know. I have hope if Justin Fields starts. Until then, we just chilling. I'm just watching. I'm on the couch for just 17 weeks and I'm done. That's what it is. I can be real.
Man, that's tough.
It is, man. All right. So, season starts Thursday. We're going to get into some worthy fantasy matchups here. Basically, we're going to pick one from each game because otherwise we'll be here for another hour and a half, and I'm not trying to do that this week. Next week will be more so dedicated to that. But we kick things off. Give me 1 second here. All right, so we got Cowboys and Buccaneers. I'm gonna try to zoom this in if this actually works this time. If not, my
That's a
apologies.
great Thursday night game right there.
Yes, it is.
Can y'all see?
Yep.
All right. Cowboys at Buccaneers. Personally, for me, probably the best matchup is going to be Tom Brady himself, just carving up that Cowboys defense. As you said, Keelan, Cowboys defense is non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
I know they got rid of their defensive coordinator, who was just abysmal, but even still, going to Tampa and that Tampa team is loaded. Tom Brady is going to eat, which means all recipients of Tom Brady is going to eat that night. So that's where I'm going at with that one.
You get a touchdown. Oprah Winfrey that night. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
Basically, and that's what it's going to be. So I think it's going to be a little bit similar for me. Jamar, it's going to be offense against offense, pass catchers against pass catchers for me, because technically, if you really want to dive a little bit deeper into things, we probably have the number 1 and number 2 groups right here, as in terms of wide receivers up on each team. I think, look, man, when you got AB, you got Chris Godwin, you have Gronk there, you got Mike Evans, the model of consistency there, and then you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper, you got Michael Gallup up on like the other. That is tough, man. So I expect a lot of points to be scored. And from a fantasy perspective, since this is fantasy football, channel, I think, man, everybody's going to eat. Everybody's going to eat. Now, mind you, that Buccaneers defense is no joke. So I would still play a little bit conservative on like those guys. Trust me, you're going to get your main guys out there week 1. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But don't have very, very high expectations for those Cowboys players, considering how good the Bucs defense is. But like Jamar said, man, those Bucs players are going to eat for sure.
Yep. Simply that. I think it's going to be the same result as last year. Bucs score 50 points, might be 50-7. And then third, fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, the Cowboys might score 30 points in the fourth quarter and then lose by 10. So, play your guys, man, that game, because I think there will be points scored, like whether it's late points, early points, late points, but big points will be scored.
I think that, expectations for that game, what I think about that is that me and Keelan was having this conversation off camera. And what he, brought to my attention was that the Cowboys, they have they have the biggest games every single year, without no question. It's not even close. Every year, for a nice little while, the Cowboys are the most watched team. So that, Dak Prescott with Tom Brady, this is going to be a really, really, high team. However, the Cowboys every single year, even though they play on Thanksgiving games has been some of the most, biggest games that they have played. But they are playing against, Tom Brady. And I know that Deshaun read off the list of players that's going to be played on, this played on Thursday night game. But I didn't like the way how you said Mike Evans 4th on that list. Like, when you after Tom Brady, it should have been Mike Evans in a pregnant pause. And everybody else after that. Mike Evans has been so good. He has been so great. He has been the only wide receiver to do what he done. And he is a Super Bowl champion as well too. So that, let that sink in. Let me just put that. He will be one of the most dominant inside this game. The Cowboys defense is it's just terrible. It's trash. It's really, really bad. It will be a lot of balls thrown in this game. So it's going to be, without a doubt, it's going to be one of the most viewed games, period. Not just because it's Tom Brady, but it's bigger than Tom Brady. It's the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm not a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, and how bad that they are. Their fans are so different. They show up, they multiply, they clone themselves. Like, this is going to be, everybody's going to be watching this game. And I think it's just set up perfect. Tom Brady and the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be one of the, it's going to be a really, really high entertaining game.
I mean, I just do want to add real quick that Nate, at least I did give Mike Evans a little bit something extra that I didn't give to like the other wide receivers. I did add that he was the model of consistency, and I threw that in there just for you. I know how much you love Mike Evans, man. I did say he was the model of consistency, so
I did, and I appreciate that. You should have just said that first. You should have led with that.
Oh man,
Did the pregnant pause and talked about everybody else after that. So
wow.
But I appreciate that. You did do that.
No doubt.
All right, for me, it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys offensive line versus that Tampa defense. I want to see that impact and how that's going to impact Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke got paid, it was like a year or two ago, and he hasn't played the greatest. So I want to see them going up against a top tier defense and how that's going to impact this game. They're going to have to feed Zeke. You guys really hit on this about a lot of scoring later. To me, that's how Dak got his stats. Dak got really good stats, but a lot of times when you're down in those games, you got to throw the ball. So we'll keep it short on that one because I hate both teams. I hate Tom Brady and Dallas Cowboys fans. They keep growing because it's like inbreeding or something. I don't get it.
I agree.
I like Tampa Tom though, man. Tampa Tom is different. I really do.
I got a whole rant.
I couldn't stand it.
If we had like another hour, I can tell you why I hate Tom Brady.
He's home
an hour, like my own segment.
Oh man, we're gonna have to revisit that another day. Oh my
Touche.
gosh. All right. Colts Seahawks. Try to keep this as brief as possible. As painful as for me to say this, I do expect the Colts offense to thrive in this game between Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman Jr., I think he's going to have a pretty good game. And even Carson Wentz might be a little decent here because what I do know, Seattle's defense is beyond trash. And that's maybe the reason why they're not winning the division at all this year. So Colts offense should have a great game.
No, I mean, Jamar, I think you hit the nail right on the head. There is no 12 man anymore. There is no Legion of Boom like those days are over with. And I expect this one to be a competitive one. The Colts can possibly pull this game out. Look, they're at home, it looks like, Rick. So, I mean, this will be a game that it'll be a good measuring stick for like the Colts.
Oh yeah. Colts winning. Keep it simple.
Oh wow. Okay.
I got Colts winning. I got Colts winning.
Oh, look at Walter down there, man.
I love the love, y'all. Hey, man. I come back next week. No. I think it's gonna be like an eye-opening game for Carson Wentz. I think this is gonna be the start of that resurgence. Russell Wilson's gonna do his thing, but you guys hit on it already. They don't have a very good defense. So they're gonna have to deal with Jonathan Taylor. That's another thing people aren't talking about. I enjoy being a Colts fan because a lot of times, our top tier players are really underrated. It's like Darius Leonard. That year, it took them forever to notice. Like this man was leading the tackles. It's like, who is this guy? Where did he come from? They called this man the worst pick in the draft, and he ended up being defensive rookie of the year, which we about to get it again. And the Eagles about to get offensive rookie of the year.
Boom! You heard it.
Oh boy. Colts should dominate. Look, this next one here, about as brief as it can. I'm not touching a Texans player right now until further notice. Jags. I mean, Trevor Lawrence probably gonna have one of his better games of the season here. James Robinson should definitely thrive. Pass catchers for the Jags should thrive. I don't know what to expect out of Houston at this moment. That might change week to week, but that's a dark hole. Jags should win this game.
Yep, I'm with you, Jamar. Keeping it brief as well. This is going to be the coming out party for Trevor Lawrence. This is going to be one of the Jags' highest viewed games in Jacksonville history. I'm quite sure of it. So go ahead and fire up those Jaguars fantasy players, man. James Robinson is going to have a hell of a game this game.
Yep.
Jags.
I got Jags.
Jags end up winning this one.
All right.
It's gonna be the battle for the number 1 draft pick next year.
Hey, he might have a point.
It feels like it's very important implications on that game already. Eagles, Falcons. I am curious to see what Cal Pitts does in this game. Here. That's what I want to see. I know Calvin Ridley gonna get his. I know Jalen Hurts should get his. Devontae Smith probably get his, but I want to see what Cal Pitts does in this game.
I'm with you, Jamar. Like when you say that whenever you have a pass catcher playing against the Eagles, man, you gotta fire him up. You gotta fire him up. That secondary is. Hey, I'm being honest though, Keelan. You know it's true. So Cal Pitts, like you already mentioned, Calvin really should be able to get theirs. Jalen Hurts is going to be fantastic in this game as well. And watch Devontae Adams in this week 1. I think he scores a touchdown in his very first NFL game.
It's Devontae Smith. Don't have to be confused with Devontae Adams.
I'm sorry. My bad, kid.
It's all right. You get it past this and don't let it happen again. But y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all know where I'm going. Philly.
Okay.
Man. Where's this game at?
Atlanta.
Yeah,
I see Deshaun changing the regime of things so that I think the disrespect is starting to start. I think Deshaun said his name on purpose, raw. We gonna keep the disrespect rolling. I think I got the Falcons winning this game. They are going to eat that secondary alive. Calvin Ridley, Cal Pitts is gonna, they're gonna have a field day. But let's just keep the disrespect right there.
Okay, I see what time it is.
Man, we got a really good relationship going, bro. But I think I'm gonna roll with the Falcons on this too.
Dang, man.
If it was in Philly, I would say, you guys, you have the 12th man. It'd be so electric. But man, it's gonna be tough for y'all down there. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Fair enough. We'll see next Sunday at noon kickoff there.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers at the football team. I think Antonio Gibson will probably have a field day, and I also expect Austin Eckler to catch a lot of short passes in this game as well. So, but nevertheless, I got the football team winning this game.
Great minds think alike, Jamar, up on both that. Antonio Gibson, man, can he give us another 3-touchdown game performance? I doubt it, but will he be super relevant in this football game? You better believe it. So I think this is going to be a game in which we get, for Justin Herbert, this is going to be a great measuring stick. That Washington defense is legit. Them boys coming at you, and they don't play, man. So I expect a little bit of a regression for Justin Herbert as well this season. Not a lot, just a little bit, because the team out there know that this guy is a true gainer now. So I expect Washington to pull this one out tight.
If you tell me which Ryan Fitzpatrick we're getting, then I'll be able to answer this a little bit more clearer. But because they're in our division, I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm going with the Chargers.
Appreciate your honesty.
I got the football team winning. We're going to keep it like that.
I'm going to go with the football team as well. What about Terry McLaurin actually having a quarterback kind of ball down there a little bit? I think he's going to have a pretty big game. Yeah, keeping it short. Football team.
Fair enough. All right. Steelers at Bills. If I'm not mistaken, this is a playoff rematch, right? No. My bad. But they did play late last year, right?
Yep.
Still a thing? Okay. All right. Stephon Diggs. Sorry, man, but hashtag Bills Mafia here.
No, I mean, I'm with you, bro. I think this is one of the games that I already picked for us to lose at the beginning of the season. Like, you know how you do when you be like, okay, this is the potential dub, this is the potential L. So, like, this is one of the games. We already know what the Bills are about. They have Super Bowl aspirations this year. And, again, for us, only thing I want to do is see us be competitive in this game, win or lose coming out. I don't think Stephon Diggs is going to have the biggest game as you think he will in this football game. Josh Allen should. But Stephon Diggs himself, it's gonna be good. It's not gonna be great, but I'm taking the Bills in this football game as well.
Yeah, Bills Mafia, get the tables. Get the tables.
You know what? This is kind of tough, a little bit. I mean, I want to just say, off the top of my head, the Bills. And you got Josh Allen. However, they defense did take a nice step back from last year. But I thought, if this was the old, this is the old the Bills, and they had the way how their defense would have been playing. This would have been a turning point if we would have seen Big Ben contemplate retiring after this game, But I still think it's a chance for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got a lot of talent, and I think if they can control the tempo of the game with the running back that they have with Najee, I think that they can. I think they can pull this game off. I think they can pull it off.
Cool.
All right, so with the Bills, everybody want to talk about Stephon Diggs. What about Cole Beasley? I think that man's gonna be slicing and dicing.
He's going to be the one that's going to eat.
He's got to eat. He got to eat. He's got all the COVID questions. I'm gonna take the Bills in this one as well. I don't think the Steelers have done enough with their defense to. They haven't really upgraded too much, with you guys' defense. So yeah, Cole.
All right, so 49ers, I'm guessing. Well, I guess Jimmy Garoppolo's the guy right now, but the Lions are that bad. They are that bad. So, two names I'm going to point out. DeAndre Swift, with them being that bad, I think he's still going to eat, well, along with T.J. Hawkinson there. But on the Niners side, you're going to see a lot of Raheem Mostert and probably a lot of Brandon Ayuk as well. And maybe sprinkling a little Kittle there. Basically, skill position players should thrive in this game, especially on the Niners side. And, of course, the Niners is going to destroy the Lions. So.
Yep, I'm with you, Jamar. Every player for the 49ers, go ahead and insert them into your lineup. Do it confidently because on both sides of the football, the Lions are just that bad, minus the two names that Jamar mentioned, and T.J. Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift. Those guys should fare pretty well because you need somebody to do something, right? So I got the 49ers in this one by a big margin.
Niners.
I don't. We ain't got to explain.
Right.
Yeah. Spread for that game. All right, I'll get into the Vikings Bengals while I find out the spread for that game. All right, so your boy Mr. Cook is gonna eat for sure. Basically, all skill position players for the Vikings is gonna eat. Bengals. I like a little T. Higgins there. I don't know how effective Joe Mixon is going to be. I think between health and his efficiency has been his two biggest question marks as a fantasy player. But garbage time, Joe Burrow's going to eat. So, but mainly start your skills position players, and unfortunately, the Vikings should win this game.
No, I'm with you, Jamar. Vikings should win, and again, Dalvin Cook will do good. You'll see Justin Jefferson doing the gritty in the end zone in this football game as well. Adam Thielen, all of those guys should eat. But don't be surprised if Joe Burrow comes away with a 3-touchdown game in Week 1, considering how bad, in my opinion, the Vikings secondary is. But again, I still got the Vikes in this one.
Yeah, I got a close one, but yeah, Vikings.
I got Vikings.
I'm gonna switch it up with y'all, man. Got Sean hit on it about the Vikings secondary. Let Joe eat. Well, what about let's see how Jamar Chase does in his regular season debut. I'm not worried about the preseason, but you got Jamar Chase and my boy Higgins. So I think I'm gonna take an upset in this one.
You got the Vikings at a 3-point favorite, and then the Niners is 7.5. So I might actually take that, to be honest. All right. Jets and Panthers. Oh, boy. All right. Well, as you know, CMC is going to eat regardless, so that's neither here nor there. I'm looking forward to see what the pass catchers from the Jets do between Corey Davis and Elijah Moore. That's what I want to see. And I'm pretty sure Zach Wilson might actually have a good game, and I know this is Sam Darnold's revenge games, quote unquote. You know what? I'm taking the Jets to win this game.
I thought I was going to be the first person to say it. So everybody knows how I feel about Zach Wilson. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback. I think that they are doing a good job of tailoring like that offense around him. They brought in a couple of pieces to make it a little bit better for him. Corey Davis is going to have a big year. I feel like they already got rapport inside the preseason. It seems like those two want to hook up a lot. So we'll see that a lot in this football game. Like you mentioned, Jamar, CMC, no matter who they play, he's going to be effective via run or pass. But I like the Jets winning and the tight winning this football game.
I think it's going to be a lot of CMC, and I think CMC is going to put the team on his back. I'm going Panthers.
I'm going Panthers. I don't think that. I think that Zach Wilson is going to look really, really good, and it's going to even when he loses this game, he's going to win because his ceiling. He doesn't have a high ceiling. The media gives a lot of breaks to rookie quarterbacks, and he's not at that point yet. He can still lose and still be celebrated. But I'm looking for Zach Wilson to be celebrated inside this game. But the Panthers, they're going to win this game.
I'm gonna take the Panthers as well. Another underrated thing. I'm getting so used to this with the Colts, but the Panthers defense. Panthers have a really good defense. And then Sam Darnold is about to do the same thing that Mitch Trubisky did to the Bears a few weeks ago and show you what you missed out. Sam about to ball out. He got Jamar. I'm sorry. He about to delete me after this. Yeah, we're taking the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers.
All right, so this next game here should actually be entertaining.
Yep.
I'm saying you start everybody on both sides of the ball. That's what you're doing here. But I'm taking the team, the three monsters, to win this game. But you starting everybody. Everybody is playable.
Nah, he's right. He's right. Everybody, get them in there. Everyone at the skill positions, go ahead and get them in there, and everyone should be relevant. And this should be one of the higher scoring games, considering the level
a fun game
of talent. No, for sure it will be.
It will.
Considering like the talent that they have both up on like defense. Like the Titans defense, in my opinion, is a little bit worse. That secondary is atrocious, in my opinion. Cardinals is up and coming, but they still got like a couple of tweaks to go. But I'm going to take the Cardinals in an upset game in this one. These two teams that were side by side were two of my upsets. I got one more coming up.
Yep, I'm going Titans. That's it, Titans.
I'm going Cardinals.
Titans, but got to point out something. Nobody really pointing out that AJ Green is down there with Kyler Murray. That's gonna be that's gonna be fun to watch, but they ain't gonna have nothing to do when Derrick Henry get that ball.
That's a whole nother story, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, coming up on the last 6 games here. Now this here is a playoff rematch. All right. So you're definitely starting the running back duo with the Browns for sure. Chiefs. I mean, the Browns defense is strong, but of course you're starting the quarterback. Of course you're starting the tight end and the wide receiver. McCole Hardman might actually be startable in some deeper leagues there.
12 teamers for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a believer of the Browns this year, but until I see it, I have to pick KC by default.
Patrick Mahomes, those boys, Travis Kelce, CEH, Tyreek Hill. I don't think they're going down 0-1 to start the season. Let me get the Chiefs.
My homeboy.
Ooh. It was tough. Yeah, the Chiefs are in our division, so I definitely want them to lose. And the Browns are a very good, football team on both sides of the ball. I don't think Patrick Mahomes ain't going. He's not going. He ain't going down. So I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
I'm going to stir the pot a little bit. I'm going to take the Browns in this, and the only reason is because of that balance on offense and defense. I don't look at the Chiefs defense as being like really top tier. Baker's going to dink and dunk, but yeah, I'm going to take the Browns in this. They got expectations this year too. I think they'll get a couple games under their belt and then they'll fold as usual. But yeah,
Chiefs are 6-point favorite too. That's
I'm gonna put some money on that one.
yeah. Oh man, division game, and also two former teammates going against each other, Mac Jones and Tua. Okay, Patriots. I guess you can start the tight ends. I'm definitely starting Damian Harris. This is one of the few times for fantasy football analysis here that I would say you are comfortable starting a Patriots running back right now. Because normally you don't know who to start, but I think Damian Harris is going to be that guy. As far as the Dolphins is concerned,
Don't do it.
if you have to, start them, but that's going to be a tough game for them. That's going to be a tough game. I'm going to go with the Patriots, and I have high expectations for the Dolphins. So I'm going with the Patriots.
All right, I think this is one of those division matchups, man. It's going to be gritty, dirty.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those. It's going to be like a slugfest, in my opinion. Don't expect too much scoring in this one, but as good as that Dolphins defense is, the Patriots defense is there. They got a lot of players who opted out last year due to COVID. Those guys are coming back. That defensive side of the football ain't nothing to mess with. But even with all that being said, I'm still going for the Dolphins in this one. I think Tua gets his footing in this one, so I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Pats. The Patriots defense, if anything, that's what I believe in, the Patriots defense. So Pats.
I'm taking the Pats.
Dolphins.
Fair enough. All right. Broncos, Giants. Man, oh man. I feel like both these defenses are underrated, but I also feel like you can score. You can score on these guys as well, but their defense still gonna get their stats though. I mean, Broncos, I will feel comfortable if you started Javonte Williams. I don't know about Melvin Gordon. I'm not too sure about that one. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, I'm comfortable with those. Giants side, of course, he's starting Saquon if he plays. But I will say this, you start him with a grain of salt because he's not expected to have a full workload for at least the first couple of weeks if he plays. Galladay, maybe?
Against that secondary, I'm keeping them out.
I don't know. Somebody got to score, though. Somebody got to move the ball. But I'm going to take the Broncos during this game because I trust Teddy more than Daniel Jones right now.
Yep, I'm with you, Jamar. So one big thing to look at is you already handed on it, is that Saquon Barkley, they're going to try their best to ease him in there, right? We already know what he's capable of, but I think they're taking like the right precaution. You know what I mean? If this is your franchise guy, just go ahead and ease him in there. You don't want to see anything too, traumatic happen. But the way that Broncos defense is legit, it is legit. The addition of Patrick Surtain, I think, like take those guys up a little bit of like a notch. So, man, I think as far as like a fantasy perspective, Jerry Jeudy is going to be the guy, man. He's really going to work that slot. That Giants secondary is up and coming. Like I'm gonna say that the Giants defensive side of the football does not get enough credit, but Jerry Jeudy should be able to find the seams. He's gonna have a big one in this one. I'm going Broncos at least by 10.
I just want the record to show that I've drafted Saquon Barkley 4 years in a row. I will get my Saquon Barkley benefit one way or another. So, even with that being said, the Broncos defense, I told y'all earlier, Daniel Jones put the ball on the ground more than referees. So I'm going with the Broncos.
I know y'all not waiting on me. That's not possible. But you know what? let me take my take into this. Of course, that goes without saying that I believe we're gonna win this. We're gonna win this ball game. But let me give some KJ Hamler. I believe that he goes off for 130 yards on this game.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Broncos as well. Yeah.
All right. Packers at Saints. yeah, with Aaron Rodgers there, starting everybody. Saints, you're starting Jameis and you're starting Kamara for sure. That Callaway kid, possibly. Basically, I feel comfortable starting a lot of people in this game. I guess those Chiefs here, man. I guess.
Oh, that must have been hard for you, Jamar. That must have been really, really hard for you to say that. No, I'm with you for the same way. And you know, I mentioned this up on multiple occasions. The Packers were the only team inside the NFL to have a top 5 fantasy quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and a tight end. I think we see that trend continuing this year, somewhere within like that top 10. If Tanyan will be able to, duplicate that that same production he had last year. And again, that's going to be a stretch. Expect some sort of digression from him, but I got the Pack in this game.
I'm going upset. I believe in famous Jameis. I'm going Saints.
I hope you're right.
It is no way in heck that the Saints is going to win this ball game.
Yes, I do. Famous Jameis.
It is no way in heck.
Famous Jameis.
They is not going to win this ball game. I got the Packers in winning this game 5 times.
I take this as being a very high scoring game. I'm gonna go with the popular vote. We're gonna go with the Packers with this. I think Jameis is gonna ball out. We're gonna see if that LASIK worked pretty good for him. But yeah.
Workout warrior.
All right.
if that's what you want to call it.
Man, so a game that's near and dear to my heart, Bears at Rams. Man. So as far as the Bears, the only play that I feel like you really have to start by default is Allen Robinson. I know it's a tough matchup. I know what Jalen Ramsey does, but Allen he's still gonna get his. I just wouldn't expect a high ceiling on his part. Other side of the ball, man. I would feel comfortable starting everybody. I would. Bears defense is not what it used to be, unless they pull, go to the fountain of youth. I don't know, but I expect the Rams to have a big day. And yeah, with Andy Dalton starting that rifle, no, Rams.
Yeah, man. Last time I checked, man, that rifle is a little bit rusty. So let me go ahead and take Jalen Ramsey and them boys.
Aaron Donald and them boys.
Rams.
All right, and then so I miss when Monday Night Football had 2 Monday night games on the opening week, and now it's just back down to 1. That kind of upsets me. But this game I think is a little intriguing, just a little bit. Ravens, of course, you starting the MVP, former MVP. Gus Edwards should definitely do his thing. Mark Andrews should definitely do his thing. I'm curious to see what these actual wideouts do. But other side of the ball, it has to be Waller the baller. Everybody after that is wait and see approach, and of course, I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean Baltimore. That's my rival, man. Like I hate to see them win football games, probably more than anybody else inside the league. But don't be surprised if the Raiders make this into like an actual football game, though. But I still gotta go. to Ravens in this one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be closer than people expect, but Ravens.
Ravens and this is my bad. I tripped.
No. Do your thing. Listen, we can say it at the same time. We can say it in harmony. Ravens.
Oh man, I was gonna call them count of 3. But I'm gonna take the Ravens as well. But like, who's Lamar gonna throw the ball to? Like, I don't know, all his receivers hurt.
Yeah, but his legs still work.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. You got Sammy Watkins, who, I mean, well, you guys probably aren't local, so he came with a MedCheck card. Yeah, nobody's healthy.
All right, so good stuff, fellas. All right, so this basically concludes our show. I guess everybody had a good time today.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
great
sir.
job.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great job.
Run it
As
back.
you know, you all are all welcome back. Walter, appreciate your first appearance on the show today. Nate, he has an app and a website, Next Gen Plus app, and then what's
Hey,
that?
can you put that in the chat?
I definitely.
Yeah, please.
Now, and I do want to, put out there that I was able to get since this is a sports show. I know we're talking about football right now, but I was able to get my brother a J. Cole African League, authentic J. Cole African League basketball jersey that I had to ship to him, or bring it over, saying to him that actually Keelan received his, and Jamar is actually wearing his, Justin Fields jersey. Anybody that I have they use the promo code Destination Fantasy, and you get a percentage off the jersey. Guaranteed. Guaranteed great service. And yeah, it's support.
Co-world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, so Deshaun, where can they find us?
Man, they can find us anywhere where podcasts are available. We're everywhere, so it's no excuse to go ahead and make us your favorite fantasy football source. So you can find us on Pandora, Amazon, iHeartRadio. You see it down there up on the ticker. Spotify, man, we're everywhere. And we are streaming live right now up on Facebook as well as YouTube. Definitely make sure you check out the YouTube channel. If you like what we're doing, go ahead and punch that like button up on the channel. Sub up, because we will be here. Football is kicking off. We'll be here week to week. If you need some type of advice, we're here live right before the game. So don't be afraid to get those questions out. And again, that support is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. And then a one-stop shop for everything is the destinationfantasy.com. Yes, we have a website, the destinationfantasy.com. Yeah, definitely hit us up if you have any advice, if you just want to talk, whatever. We are here for you each and every week. Me personally, I have four drafts today, so I'm gonna be a busy person, but if you still need help, I'm willing to help and draft. If you need me to draft for you, I do that too. But nevertheless, thank you everybody for showing the support. I'm looking
Appreciate all y'all.
for real.
I appreciate it. In the world, stop with the Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts disrespect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, these two guys are smiling right now.
Oh,
Yes,
my
sir.
gosh. They became best friends
Jesus.
today.
Yeah.
For the
Y'all gonna
people
see.
for the people that's supporting in our Facebook group, I see y'all. Appreciate the comments. Even the one from Larry saying "Go Pack, go." Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you all. But all right, see you all next week. This Thursday kicks off the opening kickoff of the NFL season. Next Sunday, we're back. We're diving right back into it. You can ask your questions live, like always. We're here. All right, deuces. Peace out. Thank you, guys.
Fly, Eagles,
Thank
fly.
you.